नमस्ते हेल्थ एडभाइस नेपाल युट्युब च्यानलमा स्वागत छ। म छविलाल ओली आज एपिडेमियोलोजी सम्बन्धी महत्त्वपूर्ण टर्मिनोलोजी लिएर आएको छु। भिडियो अन्त्यसम्म हेरिदिनु होला र हाम्रो युट्युब च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब पनि गरिदिनु होला। एपिडेमियोलोजी द स्टडी अफ डिस्ट्रिब्युसन एन्ड डिटर्मिनेन्ट अफ हेल्थ रिलेटेड स्टेटस अर इभेन्ट इन स्पेसिफिक पपुलेसन एन्ड application of this study to the control of health problem zone ma last disease frequency measurement of frequency of disease disability or death in the form of rate and ratio disease determinant measurement of risk factor for cases of disease distribution measurement of distribution of disease in population by time, place and person. Morbidity, any departure, subjective, objective from a state of physiological well-being. Incidents, new cases. Prevalence, all or total cases, all plus new. Epidemic, unusual occurrence in a community or region of disease or specific health related states or event clearly in excess of expectation. Endemic, constant presence of disease or infectious agent within a given geographical area. Sporadic, occurrence of irregularly, haphazardly, from time to time and generally infrequently. Pandemic, worldwide epidemic usually affecting large proportion of population covering wide geographical area. Exotic, diseases which are imported into country in which they don't otherwise country. Epizootic, epidemic of disease in animal population. Enzootic, endemic of disease in animal population. Epiorentic, epidemic of disease in bird population. Zoonosis, infection transmissible under natural condition from vertebrate animal to man. ठाड भएका जनावरबाट मानिसमा सर्न. Anthropozoonosis, infection transmitted from animals to man anthro, जनावरबाट मान्छेमा सर्ने. Zooanthroponosis, infection transmitted to animal from man, मान्छेबाट जनावरमा सर्ने. Infection, entry, development and multiplication of an infectious agent in the body of man are called infection. Infestation, lodgement, development and reproduction arthropod on the surface of body are called infestation. Nosocomial infection, hospital acquired infection, hospital बाट सर्ने रोग. Iatrogenic infection, physician induced infection, स्वास्थ्य कर्मीबाट सर्ने रोग. Illness, subjective state of person who feels aware of not being well, सन्चो नभएको अनुभूति गर्नु आफैले. Disease, physiological and psychological dysfunction, शारीरिक रूपमा र मानसिक रूपमा काम गर्न असमर्थ हुनु. Sickness, state of social dysfunction, प्रेम भएको समाजले अनुभूति गर्नु.
Impairment, any loss or abnormality of psychological, physiological or anatomical structure or function.
Disability, any restriction or inability to perform an activity in a range considered normal for a human being, सामान्य मान्छे जस्तो काम गर्न नसक्नु. Handicapped, a disadvantage for a given individual resulting from an impairment, disability that limits fulfillment of a role considered normal for that individual. Pollution, presence of offensive but not necessarily infectious matter in the environment. Contamination, presence of an infectious agent in the body, surface or other inanimate article or substance, infection agent को उपस्थिति हुन्छ. Screening, active search for unrecognized disease or detect by rapidly applied test, examination or other procedures. Surveillance, continuous screening factors that determine the occurrence and distribution of disease and other conditions of ill health. Control, reduction of disease incidence, prevalence, morbidity or mortality to a locally acceptable level. No public health problem. Prevention, the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, promoting physical and mental health. Elimination, reduction of disease to zero of incidence in defined geographical area, interruption of transmission of disease. Eradication, permanent reduction of disease to zero of worldwide incidence, extermination of all cases. Infectivity, measure of the ability of a disease agent to establish itself in the host. Pathogenicity, ability of a particular disease agent of known virulence to produce disease. Virulence, measure of the severity of a disease caused by a specific agent. Host, an organism which has the disease agent. Source, the habitat in or on which an infectious agent passes or is disseminated to host. Reservoir, the habitat in or on which an infectious agent normally lives, grows and multiplies. Cases, a person in a population is identified as having a particular disease. Carrier, an infected person or animal that has other and has specific infectious agent in absence of discernible clinical disease and serves as a potential source of infection for others. Vector, an animal, usually an insect or arthropod, that transport an infectious agent from infected person to susceptible host. Fertility, percentage of death among those attacked by a given disease. It is the measure of the severity of disease. Incubation period, time interval between invasion by an infectious agent and appearance of first sign or symptom of the disease. Latent period, time interval between disease initiation to disease detection only applied for non-communicable disease. Window period, time interval between invasion of microorganism to disease detection by Western blot test applicable for AIDS. Serial interval, gap between onset of primary case and secondary case. Generation time, time interval between receipt of infection by host and maximum infectivity of the host. Lead time, time interval between diagnosis by early detection and diagnosis by other means. Secondary attack rate, number of exposed persons developing the disease within the range of incubation period following exposure to primary case. Demography, scientific study of human population. धन्यवाद। भिडियो अन्त्यसम्म हेरिदिनु भयो र यस्तै स्वास्थ्य लोकसेवा सम्बन्धी नयाँ भिडियो हेर्नुको लागि हेल्थ एडभाइस युट्युब च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनुहोस् र नजिकै रहेको बेल आइकनलाई प्रेस गरी हर नोटिफिकेसनमा प्रेस गर्नुहोस् र भिडियो मन पर्यो भने लाइक कमेन्ट र अन्य साथीहरूमा सेयर गरिदिनु होला र